He's going to be about British problems in the queues.
Well, I'm glad you can make it.
I don't really like it when people do that. Talk to
the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this.
Happy island we call home.
Oh, hello there.
Very soon
Everyone's
you'll be
miserable,
free to enjoy.
Yeah, but if you have to wait to be seated, it will take forever.
I love Stephen Fry.
The
Yeah.
majesty of our
Speaking
countryside.
with probably the most
Majesty
British
of-
accent.
It's an advert
Of
for
Her
England.
Majesty.
Well, the UK.
Scottish Highlands,
Stephen
Giant's
Fry?
Causeway, St Paul's Cathedral, Llanfair Puigwyn,
The voices made like
Yeah.
Llantysilio Gogogoch.
He's a very intelligent man.
Yeah.
Well, look at her earrings.
All these await you. But first,
I think he's a good guide
remember
to the
that a
UK.
staggering
Guide to the UK.
91% of all verbal exchanges in the United Kingdom.
This is why people think the UK's boring.
Oh my god,
Bear
yes.
in mind, however,
When I live in Tenerife, everyone thinks it's really funny to talk about the weather.
a bit nippy out.
He's a great one for this because he's quite very British, isn't he?
Yeah,
Jay.
very well spoken.
I don't get this. I can't.
Well, we Brits do love a queue.
No, we don't.
It's
wear our
reassuring
heart
for
on
us
our
to know
sleeve.
that the
Somebody
thing we've
walked
decided
past
to
in a
do is
restaurant.
so
Yeah,
popular
with
that
food.
we're unable to do it immediately. Nevertheless, if the queue should start to move particularly slowly, it may become necessary to turn to your companion and display your
If it was a
displeasure
better
in the
person, I would
strongest
have liked it.
possible
But I
terms.
thought
Shake of a well, I never.
Shake a fist.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
So many people do that though.
That is the greatest.
Upon the dropping of glass, you're like, hey!
great.
In a
I
restaurant, yeah. I can
hated
imagine,
it.
yeah.
If I ever dropped a glass when I was working at a restaurant, everyone would cheer, and it's just like,
Yeah, we've heard it many times.
Here, by foolishly embarking on a conversation, the structure of the queue has broken down. This may well lead to the...
Just get to the
after
point.
you.
Structure of the green.
After you. Oh, no. After you.
that actually happened.
After you. You see,
Sounds
these
about an
bits
hour.
can sometimes continue
I
for
think in
several
this
hours.
situation, you just have to stand your ground and just be like,
Measures.
after you.
I insist. Well, okay.
Push him.
No. Unbelievable. You look like easy-going bunch,
Oh, look at that
but,
Yorkshire.
I would actually eat that.
feels like we've got more
Because Yorkshire
rules
pudding
of etiquette
literally
than
my
a-
babe.
a Japanese tea room. But you should be fine if you recall the
There's a
one
ginger in the back.
golden
Go
rule.
around.
Make yourself at home.
What do you think?
I like that, kind of. I don't know what it was even about.
When it came up at the end with Heathrow, it's obviously an in-flight advert that they do for people arriving into Heathrow.
I didn't realise it. I thought it was a TV series. It was very stereotypical, but it's all true.
It's really accurate to everyday British life in scenarios and how you act, I guess.
I thought it was like quite a fun way to poke fun at the British. In like, that's what we do. We're self-deprecating.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely horrendous. If I was an outsider coming into the UK and I was on the plane and that started playing, the first thing I'd do would go, take them out, put it down, start getting your bag.
Boringest video I've ever seen. I don't know what the point was or what it was about.
It was boring like some bits, but some bits were pretty funny.
I think it's funny. It's kind of like a common agreement on everything that we do.
I think it was a bit of a joke.
I thought it was really funny and most of it was true.
Why do British people talk about the weather so much?
Because we like to moan.
I think this is a myth. I think everyone talks about the weather. I think we like to
That's
moan.
exactly how you should react to a weather chit chat.
Why? I like talking about the weather. The storm the other day knocked down our gates. Everyone was interested.
Yeah, it rains a lot in Britain, so everyone, they don't like the weather, so yay, it's raining.
Oh my god, because it's always rubbish. And then when we get the odd good day, we're like, oh my god, it's amazing.
I think it's because we just constantly have bad weather.
It's just a natural, it just seems to be a British thing that we, no matter what the weather is, we'll moan about it. So if it's raining, we'll moan about it being raining. If it's cold, we'll moan about it being cold. If it's hot, we'll moan about it being hot. We're never satisfied. So I think that's why the weather, it forms such an integral part of British conversation.
Starts a conversation. It does. Like if you have plans and then you have it, then you kind of get into a conversation about it because it could be like stop your plans because of the weather.
Here we're always complaining that it's raining and miserable and we want the sun to come out, but then when it's out, you can't win. it's always like a bit of an awkward conversation you have with people at the beginning.
Why do we cheer when someone drops a glass?
I don't know. It's just all the men, especially in pubs, and they're like, yeah, it's like they're applauding someone for doing. It's really odd. I don't know.
It's normally followed by a comment, "Sack the juggler."
I don't know. No one I know really does that. Yeah,
we just get really angry.
You just get annoyed, or
I don't really know. I've never really understood that one. I think it's more of just kind of like, oh, well done. Like,
I guess it's just to make light heart of the situation and give it a bit of banter and that.
Because it embarrasses them.
It's because we're self-deprecating, so like, it's what you do.
It's just funny. We're trying to make light of a situation.
It takes the pressure off the person who's dropped it, and I think it's kind of a nice thing that we do. I think it's the community coming together.
I'm not sure.
It's sort of saying like, oh, well done, sort of thing, like sarcastic, sort of thing. So, well, I don't know.
I don't know, probably praising each other on their clumsiness. When I used to work in a restaurant, it all went quiet to sing happy birthday, and I leant backwards and knocked a large pile of plates over, made an almighty crash, and where obviously it was quite a posh restaurant, everyone just looked at me. And then I was so happy that there was this one family, they were like, hooray! And I was like, 1 week only, here for 1 week.
it's just the thing that you do when you're in like a restaurant or like a pub.
Does the video do a good job of welcoming people to the UK?
Yeah, it kind of sets us up for... It makes us look proper weird though, doesn't it? I like it that you didn't mention any cups of tea or anything in there, because that's what everyone thinks it includes, but no, it's cool, it's funny.
I think it's very welcoming because it isn't being like, look how wonderful we are, which I think would be the wrong impression for the UK.
I'll say no, because you look at it, it's rubbish. It's got nothing to do whatsoever with England.
No, I think it's terrible because they just said it rains a lot. Britain, the rainiest place on earth. That wouldn't really want to persuade people to come here. So I think it's a terrible video.
No, not really actually. It's like saying, oh, you need to abide by these rules to fit in. I think you kind of do, because people don't like when like tourists come over and they're rude and shouting. It's not very nice, but I don't think it's that welcome. It's telling people strict rules and guidelines before they've even got into the country and experienced it.
I think it shows people kind of what to expect when you're in Britain, but I found it quite dull. It didn't make it seem very exciting.
A load of foreign people, as soon as they hear like something bang, they're like, hey! What the hell?
It does, because it seems like a one-on-one conversation.
I think so. Yeah, it highlights those quintessential British characteristics. They picked the right person in Stephen Fry.
Yeah, I think it does. It's a bit boring, like.
Not really, because it only really shows what you do in like a pub or a restaurant.
It has some of Britain's specialities, and like not every country has.
It's a bit boring.
Finally, do you think British etiquette enriches or diminishes our quality of life?
I think it enriches our quality of life. And it's also it gives us our character as well, because other countries look at us and they always comment on the British man and the British etiquette and how we are. And that defines us, I think, as a country. It gives us our identity.
I think it makes our lives better. We're nice to people if we have good manners.
It's a good thing. It's nice to have manners and be polite and to be respectful, I think.
I think it has the potential to do both. We're such a polite nation that it's quite nice to just exist within that.
I think we're the most ignorant, unpolite nation there is.
He's speaking for himself.
Well, if you're nice to people, then you'll get a good job. If you're like, give me a job or something else, then they wouldn't actually want to hire you. It would make it better. The world would be a mess and everyone would be like slobs.
It makes life easier, just do it and get on with it.
We spend a lot of time doing things, like it really infuriates me beyond belief when I hold a door open for someone and they don't say thank you, and then everyone will always go, you're welcome, to kind of like show how disrespectful it is. But yeah, it is. We believe it's just common courtesy, but when you go to other countries, you realise how polite English are. When you're here, when people don't say thank you just once, you think they're the rudest people in the world. But Spanish people, when they're in restaurants, they'll say, more water, please. They won't even say please sometimes, they'll just say more water. Whereas we will say, oh, please, may I just have a glass of... Like, we fanny ass around instead of getting straight to the point.
It enriches, because then we get, like the weather thing, we speak to more people and more comfortable by speaking.
Better, because we're like speaking to other people and it's like politeness and stuff.
Thanks for watching Head Spread.
If you like what you saw, like and subscribe.
See ya.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
So long, gay boys.
Walkers? Where's Gary Lineker?
He's brilliant, isn't he? He said proper dance.
It's a bit stereotypical, really, isn't it?
I love Elvis.
I would buy these just from this advert.
What are those shoes?
They look like octopus. It's the only thing I paid attention to, the ginger, because I didn't know what was going on or what he was saying.